Hey y'all, I'm the Eclectic Blerd, and welcome to another Eclectic Review. Today we're going to be reviewing the final episode, episode 6 of the Falcon and Winter Soldier, entitled One World, One People. But before I get into that, go ahead and give this video a subscribe, give it a like, comment on what we're discussing. Don't forget, we're on the path to 100, and go ahead and become one of my subscribers to help us get to that 100. All right, y'all ready? I'm ready. Let's get to it. So before we really get into the storyline of episode 6, I just want to show itself to the showrunners, to the writers, to the videography, to the actors and actresses. They were so great in here. This show was so believable, and I believe everybody did such a great job that people are clamoring for different things that come out of the show, which is a great thing, right? And so, as I said before, this show for me has been a lot about the Black experience for me, because that's how I'm a Black man, so that's how I'm going to see it. So I basically watch a lot of it through Sam's eyes, right? But before I really get into all of that, I think I'm going to do it a little different and just go by character, since this was the finale. So, Sharon, as I said a couple videos ago, she's the power broker. For the first time ever, I did something right. Hey, a clock is right twice a day, right? Oh boy, but she's the power broker. And there was a scene where she was there with Carlin, and she's like, hey, come back and work for me. And she's like, nah, you just want to use me as your muscle. And then the guy came down and she shot him for trying to out her and everything. And now I'm wondering if through the show, all those people that were dying, were they accidentally dying, or was she killing everybody so people wouldn't find out that she was the power broker? Interesting concept. If you really go back and look at the episodes, you're like, oh, Zemo killed the doctor. Yeah, but somebody shot a rocket launcher to kill him. So, or the first lady that got shot, somebody shot her. I'm just trying to figure out that if Sharon was trying to protect her identity. And second, who's she talking to? And at the end of the show, of course, they gave her job back, and she's no longer a fugitive of the law. And of course, she still wants to be the power broker. Who's going to give up being a power broker? I don't care what you're giving them. Like I said before, look at the life why is she giving that up to come back to the life that she had before? So she's still trying to do power broker things, so now she can have more access to stuff because of where she was within the government, right? So that's going to be interesting to see where Sharon pops back up again. What show or movie that she might be in, because she seems like she's going to be a important person, right? Next person we can get to is who we're going to go with next. Let's go with Frank Walker. So now he's the U.S. agent. And so I'm going to go in backwards. So at the end, he's there trying on the new suit. They made a joke about the helmet, of course. And the suit is black this time. And I think they're trying to go into these metaphors of, why Sam's the only suit that has so much white in it, even compared to the original Captain America suit. And because he's supposed to represent hope. So black, who knows what they're trying to say in this suit. But Val, gave it to him like, okay, your name, you basically named him U.S. agent without naming him U.S. agent. She was great as Val, by the way. She was like Louis Dreyfus. She was great as Val, and I'm sure Val's going to show up in a lot of different places. I'm wondering if she's going to turn up as the kind of Nick Fury type of character, manipulating, but not manipulating and gathering people. So we shall see who Val becomes, right? And so also during the main action of the show. So now we know that he's U.S. agent, and him and his wife are happy. And he's happy saying he's back because all he knows is being a soldier. So we go back to the main fights. Of course, he walks in during a certain scene and basically ready to kill Carly. He walk in, and, he's trying to fight in a little bit, and basically they knock him down. They curb stomping the dude. I'm like, man, dude. And so they got all these metaphors of him seeing the metal one and all this stuff, and him going through the mental stuff that he's been going through the whole show, by the way, which is going to be interesting when they go forward with him as well, how he's going to deal with that as U.S. agent, right? So is he going to be good, he's going to be bad, or he's going to be on that line of, man, bro, you really shouldn't be doing that. But we shall see. So we go through all that and chases Carly, but then Carly tries to have a truck drop down and kill people. So he tries to help those people, then falls down. Then they pull him off the truck so the truck will fall. And then basically him and Bucky kind of trick some of the flag smashers into police custody. And that's basically how his story was, right? So then we get into Bucky and Sam. So I'm going to kind of do theirs a little bit together, right? So as the show begins, we have Sam coming through, everybody ready to see what the Wakandans gave him, right? We waiting on, okay, what the Wakanda gave him. So it's going to be interesting, though. So now Captain America, everything he has on is Wakandan based. So he's going to have new wings, he got a new shield, he got the shield, and all that stuff is out of Wakanda. Ain't that interesting, right? But I digress. So it comes through, throws the shield through the window, knocks somebody down, and it comes through, and you see the suit. Suit is straight. It's straight. I'm not gonna lie, it's straight. And basically, he took on the role of Captain America at that point. So he's no longer the Black Falcon. He's now Captain America. Oh, I can't believe they're allowing a black person to be Captain America. But anyway, I know it happened in comics, but this is TV and movies. That's an interesting way to try to push this forward. I honestly thought they were going to push Bucky into it, but I digress. And so they're in there, and of course he goes in and does the little fight and tell him not to get out. So there's a lot of action. So basically the way they did this episode was started off with action. So Shane was there, of course. No one knows she's the power broker except for Carly. And one guy that wanted to kill Falcon, who is now Captain America, they get into a little fight, but he has to go out to save the people, save the politicians in the helicopter. So they fight. It had to be continued. And so at the same time, Bucky is supposed to be helping as well, and he gets on the phone with Carly. Now, Carly's very smart. By the way, she's very smart. And so I guess I'm finna get on Carly now. So she's apparently somewhere between 17 and 20, right? Because they were calling her a teenager. And basically, she set up the whole thing so that guy could fight Captain America now. She calls Bucky to stop him from running down stairs to keep the people from going out, to distract him. Then she, during the fight with Walker, when they were up in the open and she couldn't handle him, he was too much. So she was smart enough to go to a little small area because she's smaller. And in that small area, she basically swung around and 619 them hard enough to knock him down for a second, for her to be able to run out. And she gets in the truck and tries to drive it off the edge and then rolls out. She's so, so smart. And she was willing to die for her cause. And that was 100% what she was willing to do. And she's been saying it from basically the first minute she got introduced. She's willing to die for her cause. And so all that's going on, right? So Sam and basically saved the people in the helicopter because somebody knew how to fly a helicopter, and he threw the shield. Oh man, that was such a great scene. Threw the shield to knock down the door. Then he flew through and knocked the person out. And the lady went and grabbed the controls. And so now we get back to what I was talking about with the truck. Oh, before that, Bucky comes in before they can drive off with the trucks. With the trucks I'm talking about, basically had all the politicians in them and locked in. And so Bucky showed up right before he on a motorcycle. They had him kind of jump off the motorcycles and start fighting one of them. And he's trained, right? So he's basically winning the fight with the others, super serum soldiers or whatever you want to call them. So they had to give a distraction. So they lit up side of the armored truck, which they knew was going to take a while to get to the actual people in there. They knew he was going to try to save them. So he finally busted through the thing and let them out. And then that's when all the stuff with Walker happened. So now Bud got knocked down. He's at the bottom and he's down there fighting. Then Walker's down there after getting pulled down by two other flag smashers and falling down there. And so now the truck is just gonna fall. Then all of a sudden, Captain America show up. He's holding the truck. He's in the air, of course, he has the wings. He's holding the truck, and then he has two red wings now. And they connect to the truck, and they all get the thrust, and they push the truck down. And then they kind of, one of the red wings knock off the bad lock so they can get out. And that's when they said something funny. Said, "Oh, that's Black Falcon." And then it's like, "No, that's Captain America," because it's Captain America now. And so all that went on. He got the shield and knocked people down. And Carl was like, "Man, you fell for that." And he's like, "Nah, I'm just trying something different." And so at the end of the fight, all the fighting, Sharon shot. The other guy is killed. And he's fighting, Captain America's fighting Carly. And it was so similar to Captain America Winter Soldier when Steve went and fight Bucky, right? And I don't know if people saw that, if they recognized that, but it was very similar to that because he just felt like he could help her. And basically, he wouldn't fight back. She put out the gun, then Sharon shot her. And again, did he do that to protect Captain Cap? Or did she do that to protect that she was the power broker? And so all that went on, right? So Sam get the body fly out. Oh, they had this scene where he comes down with Carly's body. Almost looked like an angel. It was such a great shot. He comes down, they put on the stretcher, take her away. And before I get to this, the other flag smashers are going to be taken to the raft, and then it blows up, which either Zemo or Val set up to kill the rest of the flag smashers. Zemo, how he feel about super soldiers, right? So Captain America is there dropping off, and they're like, "Oh, thank you for saving us from those terrorists." You're like, "Terrorists? What do you think they're calling you? Why do you think that everybody following a teenager to fight against the strongest governments in the world? Why do you think that? What are y'all doing?" And he basically went onto this speech rant about how they need to understand how hard it is to fight stuff. And then he said a few things that I thought were great. One, they was trying to tell me you don't understand. He was like, "Look, I'm a black man carrying the Stars and Stripes. What I don't understand." And this is the one thing that I kind of feel whenever I'm doing stuff with how I'm doing, whether I'm on this video or whether I'm at work and I'm doing stuff, heading up stuff. He was like, "Right now I feel the stares. how people, doubt me already, not liking me before they even know me, just because I'm a black man as Captain America. And I feel like it was for the show, but it almost feel like he was talking to the audience too. Like, yeah, y'all too. I know how y'all acting, but it's okay. It don't matter. I'm still gonna do it because that's what we do as black people, right? And so there was such a great speech about that, and oh man, it fits him so much because people always forget his background, that he was actually counseling veterans when he first got introduced into the MCU, and people not understanding like, why did they do that speech? It was long. That's who he is. And now now he gets to be Captain America with that background, with that skill set. And I don't know if people really are understanding that's one of his greatest skills. You even saw it through the show with Carly and with Bucky. He has that, right? That's part of the skill set. But the one thing that really got me was when he went to go see Isaiah Bradley. There was two parts in the scenes with Isaiah. By the way, the guy playing Isaiah Bradley, oh, he was extraordinary in this show. And there's two things that he said when he was talking to Isaiah Bradley. One thing was Isaiah told him that he was special. Do you know when people tell you that when you're just trying to do the best that you can do, and another person that you basically kind of look up to and try basically tells you special, you know how it feels for uncle, brother, just to be told that. So that was such a meaningful thing. And I don't know if people, I think, glossed over that. By the way, then he took him to the Smithsonian, to the World War II Captain America kind of wing, and he set him a wing up for everybody to know who Isaiah Bradley was and what he did for the country. So much so that dude Isaiah hugged Sam and almost came to tears. I didn't cry, but I felt that scene was something else. And of course, when it goes off, Bucky has to go and tell his friend from the early episode that he killed his son. And then he sent the book to the counselor and saying, I went through the book, we're all good, everything's done. And then thanked him, and then he showed up at the barbecue. Now, of course, he'd have been in Wakanda a long time or something, because he'd been around black people a lot. Because he comes to the celebration on CP time with all these black people. It's like all these black people in him, right? And he comes with a cake, so he know better than bring real food and all that stuff. But it was such a great ending to a show where people just came to grips with who they are and who they're going to be going forward. And I feel like Isaiah, I feel like Sam is going to be a great Captain America because of his skill set and because of his background. All that means something, and they're going to let it mean something when it's going forward. I know they have announced a Captain America 4 movie, so hopefully they'll stay around him dealing with that, because that's an important part of the character. But like I said, man, watching Sam's growth and going through and understanding what it means to a black man as Captain America, and seeing him as Captain America, and seeing Isaiah Bradley and his relationship, and seeing Bucky actually call him Cap. Such a great show. I loved it so much. And I would suggest it to anybody that wanted to really get into things. And it was so real to me. And like I said, the point where he was giving his rant, it was kind of real. It was kind of real, but like I said, sometimes I feel nervous just sitting here talking to y'all about this stuff. And that, oh, well, if people don't like, well, I know what I like, so that's why I'm gonna always keep doing these videos, even if people don't like what I'm doing. But I think that's gonna be it for this show. Man, it was so great. So now what we're gonna be going into, I don't know, but we're still doing Stranger Things. So make sure you're going to watch my videos on Stranger Things. And if you didn't see, if you wait to watch WandaVision, I did reviews on WandaVision, and we have more top fours coming as well. We have other new shows coming. So if you want to just talk to me outside of the eclectic reviews of the top fours of the other shows that may be coming, you can follow me on Twitter at Blerd Eclectic. Blerd Eclectic. You can follow me on Instagram at the_eclectic_blerd. Or you can follow this channel on Facebook at What the Soul. Man, I thank y'all again for coming in. I thank you for being a part of my subscribers. I thank you for following me. And I hope you watched Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Oh, they changed the name at the very end. Did you see that? Did you see it? But thank y'all again. Until next time, I'm out.